Hello and welcome to the 2 Cents Podcast, where we will discuss recent events and give you our 2 cents. I'm Matt, and this is my wife, Kimberly.
Better known as Granny and the Geek.
She's Granny, I'm the geek, because we reversed them. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we announced what we're talking about today.
I'm not on X.
Neither. Well, no, we are actually. But no, we are talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination, or more specifically, we're talking about all the aftermath that has come from it.
Okay. Is it officially an assassination? Well, because like I said, I always thought assassinations were political figures, and he's not a political. I don't consider him political because, like, he wasn't in politics.
But yes, what? Oh, you mean
he didn't run. He wasn't in a political position.
An official.
So it is an assassination. I just thought it was a murder. Like, it is a murder and a school shooting. It is happened at a school. It's targeted, but
that's true. I would call it an assassination. I guess. Is that the only time?
No, I mean
that it's called an assassination. I don't know exactly what the definition would be, because I was just thinking, oh, it was pre-planned because of well, no, because I guess the difference is that the reasoning, or as far as we know so far, the reasoning is due to political.
Okay, it is political violence, and therefore it's an assassination. Okay, all right. So yeah, since the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yes, I would call it that. First and foremost, I'm just gonna say,
murder bad.
Yeah, murder bad. And we're not, I'm not gonna get into. Everyone knows, and anyone who knows who Charlie Kirk was, knows what he stood for, knows what he believed. You can formulate your own opinions about what he thought or believed. That does not warrant an assassination.
No.
Regardless. But two things can be true at the same time. You can disagree with how someone lived their life and still be critical of the fact that they were murdered. And that's that. I mean, everyone has had a lot to say about, political violence and who he was and what people's opinions were and people's reacting to that, and, a lot of opinions about how some people reacted to that. That's a whole other thing.
I thought that's what we were talking about, how people reacted. So what happened afterwards?
No. What I mean
you don't want us to get canceled.
No, I don't care about that. We are not monetized. We do not do this for any reason other than a catharsis to share our thoughts. It's not.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. We're stuck in the truck all the time. So this is how we can talk to people.
Yeah. So it's not. I don't care about that. It's just I feel like because we were on vacation for a little while, and then there were some technical issues, and so we're a bit behind.
Only about a week.
A lot's happened in that week, and so I just feel like all of the positions about, in the immediate aftermath of some people being jerks and going online and celebrating it, other people going online and using it, to as a justification of something, all of that, I just feel like we missed our opportunity to discuss that. I don't know.
Well, if we're not doing this for any other reason than to be cathartic, it doesn't matter. We can do it a year from now. Okay, that might be a bit far, but you know what I mean. It's okay to be a week late, I think.
Like I said, it's been 10 days. It's almost 2 weeks. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But
I mean, right when it happened, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I can't believe he was killed for his politics." And well, we don't know that. We still kind of don't know that.
Yeah, everyone did
because the guy's not talking.
Everyone did make immediately made assumptions.
Because he's such
A polarizing
a
figure.
polarizing figure.
Yeah.
And my thing was like, you don't know if he was sleeping with someone's wife. You don't know if like he cut someone off in traffic 3 days before. Um, you don't know if he had gambling debts. Like, you don't know. It's up to the police to investigate and figure out what's going on.
The problem with even, I mean, you're right. We don't know anything. Well, they're starting to figure out some things, but there's still so much we don't know. But like everything that you just said, I feel like the issue with that is it all supposes he did something.
That the guy did something?
No, that Charlie did something.
Oh, that it was just random. That's true. I mean, the guy could be a crazy guy who
Right. So like
he could be like stalkers kill people all the time.
I know, and there's been a lot of discussion about, and again, this is all just from my perspective at this point. It's all just rumor. But I guess he had a trans girlfriend, or at least.
The guy? Oh, from what I gather, there was one photo, and this is me. I mean, I admit I didn't follow this line when I was doing my research, but there was one photo of his roommate dressing up as a woman for Halloween.
Yeah.
And so they jumped to the conclusion that this person is trans, they're living together, and they must be in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's just a way to tie it. I mean, this kind of. Okay. Charlie Kirk, his assassination occurred at an easy moment for them to tie it into all of the other things that they wanted to. Whether or not they would have been able to find someone or something else to put into this place, I don't know. But they want to dehumanize their enemies.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to do that is to tie them to people that their base already dehumanizes. So, pedophiles and trans people, they aren't human.
Which they conflate.
Yes,
yeah.
They aren't human because they're monsters. And if they're monsters and not human, then you can do anything you want to them. You can do anything that you think is necessary to punish or get rid of them. And so when you have someone like this, you can claim, oh, he was trans. Well, now you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to him. You can torture him. You can cut off his legs. It doesn't matter because you're stopping the monsters.
Yeah, I understand that's how they think. I mean, that's the playbook for, you know, all fascism, all authoritarianism. It's the same thing. Actually, it's even. I mean, it's almost I think reflexive. Like if you know that you need or you think you need to be on the other side, it is very difficult to be ruthless and cutthroat to people who are people.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier if you have to do, or you think you have to do, or you believe you have to do something unpleasant, if you can make them less than. You know, that everybody knows that. This is not a secret. And I haven't really. I mean, I've been alive for a while, but like I was not around for Kennedy.
Yeah.
I wasn't around for MLK. So like they tried to kill Reagan.
Yeah. That was a crazy.
Someone tried to assassinate Reagan when he was president, and I think that's like the closest that I came before Melissa Horton and her husband.
Melissa Horton. I want to talk about a little bit.
I thought it was Hortman.
Hortman? Okay, I don't know what
Hortman.
Hortman. I don't know who you're talking about.
The Minnesota.
Oh, recently. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm bad with names, so
okay.
you gotta give me events.
That's true.
What about when was Jonestown? Was that the 70s?
Yeah, but
There was a senator who died. Like a senator went down there.
Okay, but that wasn't an assassination.
I mean, they targeted him on his way back. They shot him specifically. Like it was they'd gotten on the plane and then like they shot him.
Okay, we're getting, first of all, we're getting off track, and second of all, I think I'm confusing. I'm not sure we're talking about the same two things.
The Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When were people shot? Why were people shot?
Because like it was a big controversy what was going going on down there. I think it was a senator. Yeah, like a senator like got on a plane and flew down there to check on his constituents. And that was when
okay, yeah, but okay.
he decided to end everybody, and he was like, I'm not going to let this happen, and killed the senator.
That could have been, no.
Okay.
I don't think I would consider that an assassination. It wasn't political.
That's true.
A cop could have shown up and he would have had the same response. A state trooper, it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
Jones is insane. Anyways, for me, it was everything that happened after. From the right immediately jumping off onto this thing, this cancel culture that they have been railing against for years.
Like a decade, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden,
when it's convenient for them,
it was people are saying mean things, and they need to be pulled, and they need to be taken off the air. They need to be, doxxed. They need to be all of that. That's when things like really went off the rails, in my opinion, and it has just compounded and snowballed ever since. And it's still going, and it's crazy to me that this notion of, like, with everything that happened with Kimmel. First of all, and I just want to say this: if anyone listened to the monologue that got him pulled, he was not talking about Charlie Kirk.
No, he was making fun of Trump.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what got him taken off the air.
The misstep that I acknowledge, and he acknowledged, was that it was very early on in the investigation, and he did kind of imply, or it certainly could be easily interpreted as he was implying that it was someone from MAGA who did it.
Wow. Okay.
And I guess so far what has come out is that his family was very much right wing. Now, I don't know if they were officially MAGA, but they were very conservative, and he had been raised that way. But as I understand it, and again, all of this is speculative at this point, he had diverged from his family.
I hadn't heard that, but okay.
Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not true. I don't know if I don't know. But it was definitely, it could be interpreted that way. But aside from that, most of that entire thing that Kimmel said, what, like you said, was making fun of Trump and his
odd response.
Let's call it that. Sure. I think that's gracious, but I'll take it. And so,
well, people grieve how they want to grieve.
True. So it was yeah, and I think he was embarrassed, Trump, and I think he was pissed.
Oh yeah.
That he was being poked fun at, or that he was being, he has said, I think, I saw some clip, and I want to find it. If I can, I'll include it somewhere. But there was a clip of him talking about that he was thin-skinned and always has been. Had said that. I think it was before.
Who said that?
Trump. I think
that he was
yes.
thin-skinned.
Yes. Someone asked him, if in an interview
All
or
right.
something.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think this was like before he was elected the first time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
He's a narcissist, so anyone who attacks him,
yeah,
he takes it. Okay,
absolutely.
I can accept that. Yeah, thin skin makes a lot of sense. Absolutely.
And
Just now he has enough power to destroy the world 10 times over, so it's kind of weird.
yeah, and the fact that he's willing to use one to
Yeah.
deal with the other, yeah, is weird.
But a woman would be too
Too emotional.
too emotional. Kim. A woman would be too emotional.
Well, okay. To be fair, while talking about identity politics, I didn't like any of the female choices that they put up. So,
Everyone's going too far, right?
I just
Modern
don't.
Democrats are Reagan Republicans.
Yeah, that's messed up.
And the fact that Reagan would be farther left to modern
Today,
the modern GOP is bonkers.
bonkers.
Just fucking crazy.
And they, for the longest time, the GOP almost canonized Reagan.
And now he's farther left.
Yeah.
He's too far left because he believes in more open borders. Because he thought that you should be able to come here and become an American.
Yeah. So with that, and then of course Kimmel came back, and his response to Kimmel coming back, but and then the memorial service for Charlie Kirk. I did not watch the whole thing.
I didn't watch any of it.
I know Kimmel mentioned how his wife
Forgave
the shooter.
Yeah. I've seen clips, but I haven't watched them.
And said that she wouldn't be asking for or requesting the death penalty. I mean, that's not up to her, but she can make that request, certainly. It's how do I put it? It's almost surreal. They have, and then the pyrotechnics, and then they made like a whole. It was like a stadium.
Yeah.
Show his memorial service. Again, everyone grieves different. If that's how his wife wanted to do it, if it was solely her decision, which I seriously doubt, but it's possible.
It honestly, for the clips I've seen, it reads more like a Republican rally.
That's what a lot of people were saying. And
a lot of smiles for a memorial, and a real lack of Charlie himself. I hope that if you ever do a memorial for me, or when I do a memorial for you, I will certainly play clips of you. There will be video of you.
Oh God, don't do that. No, I get what
you get what I mean.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like when we do the in memoriam at the Oscars, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see clips of people. There's you get to hear what they say and what they think. There wasn't a single clip.
And it's not like they had any shortage of it. I mean, he was constantly on YouTube and on social media. There are.
I mean, I don't agree with them, but you could have played some of the stuff.
Hundreds.
I'm sure there's probably some really nice stuff in there.
Yeah.
No one is 100% evil all the time. Not that I think that Charlie was evil. I just think that it's really weird. It's just, that's the only word for it. It's odd. It's just so strange that you would have a memorial for a man with that much film on him and not play any of it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
another very odd comment, and this is what I mean. Part of what I mean about politicizing and people using his death, and that is, and it has gone. Well, I don't know about viral, but it's out there. Trump's comment about how Charlie wanted the best for his opponents. That's what he said.
Okay.
He wanted, he respected people who didn't agree with him, and he wanted what was best for them, or at the very least what he thought was best for them.
How does Trump believe that?
Well, this is what Trump was saying, and he said, but that's where I disagreed Charlie.
Yeah.
And went on to take this
Sorry.
this moment to at this man's memorial to say he hates his opponents and he doesn't want what's best for his opponents. And it was like,
And his opponents, remember, are American citizens.
right, yeah, that's key. That's
So
key.
the people that he
Well, yeah, and
took an oath to serve and protect.
And Kimmel pointed that out too, that he was when he was pulled. I mean, yeah, you don't like Kimmel, fine, whatever, but you have to remember, and this is the problem that you and I have had when talking about boycotting things sometimes, depending on the size of it and all of that. Jimmy Kimmel employs a lot of people.
Yeah.
And as he was saying, he was like, our sitting president is celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their livelihood.
Yeah, in an instant.
In an instant. Which is wild. Now, some people might make the argument that, you know, if Kimmel has that responsibility, he should be more careful with what he says. But, you know, he did cite a lot of people on the right who came out and said, that's not okay.
Yeah,
I don't care. Okay. Now, the thing that concerns me, actually not even concerns, but I think the realization that maybe I always had, but I certainly, it got brought into sharper focus. Let's just say that. Ted Cruz and a lot of people on the right have come out and said when Kimmel got canceled over his comments that it was never okay for the government to censor free speech, right? Period.
Yeah.
Well, no, I want to say period, but that's not. It's semicolon or comma, whatever you want to put in there. He said, I hate Kimmel. I'm glad he got fired, but, you know, if this can happen, then it won't be good for conservatives. That's what he said. Out loud with his whole chest.
Well, yeah.
And that's what they've all said.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
There were things that Trump was doing in his first term and that some of the judges were doing, like the Supreme Court when Biden was president, that we said, like, it's working right now, but it's not going to be good when the next Republican becomes president. And so it's the same thing. It's just the opposite.
Yeah. I understand. That's what I'm saying. I heard Schumer say it a few times as well.
Yeah, it's self-interest.
I heard Clinton say it. Hillary, not Bill. But that's my point. That's all it is. Like each of them, each side that does this, I feel like they get credit for standing up for free speech or for standing up for whatever the topic is.
Okay.
But it's disingenuous. It's like people who give to charity because they want people to see them giving to charity.
I disagree. I would say it's more like the system's designed so that we all have to drink from the same punch bowl. No matter who's in charge, the punch bowl's the same. And so you don't want anyone shitting in the punch bowl.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't care that anyone shits in the punch bowl. They just don't want anyone shitting in their punch bowl.
But we all share the same punch bowl.
I understand. And maybe it's the hippie in me, but I want to live in a world where that's not the motivation.
Okay.
You don't not rape or murder because it's illegal. You don't do that because you have no desire to do those things because those things are fucked up.
Yeah.
If the only reason you're not raping and murdering people is because it's illegal,
you're a bad person.
Something's wrong there.
Yeah.
So if you only care about the First Amendment because you want to say what you want to say, it's like I heard someone say, and throughout all of this, freedom of speech only matters if you're willing to defend people you deeply disagree with. And I think the reason that this has resonated specifically for me personally is because I've never been, up until very recently, I've never been overtly political. I've never been, especially growing up as a kid, you just hear, whatever the grown-ups are talking about, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't pay attention. You don't think it affects you. You don't think it has anything to do with you, right? The first time that I felt civic pride,
Okay.
patriotism, anything like that.
Yeah.
I think I was about 10 years old, and I remember hearing about, I had already learned about the Holocaust, and I remember hearing about, he's a famous lawyer. No, it's going to
You get any more than a famous lawyer
I know.
here? What case? What are we talking about?
He was the Jewish attorney who defended the Nazis' right to march in Skokie, Illinois.
You want me to look it up real quick?
No.
Okay.
Dershowitz? Maybe Dershowitz.
I don't think so.
Don't hold me to that. But I remember thinking to myself, he's a Jew. Like he had members of his family were lost in the Holocaust, and he was defending Nazis.
Yeah.
I was so I can't even express or articulate really the resonance that happened inside. How impressive that was. How admirable and noble that was to me.
Okay.
Right? And so, because that was my introduction, when someone does that,
Yeah.
and then I hear people defending free speech for not good reasons.
I think.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, but I think there's a point that either. I think there's a point that I don't want to say you're missing, but like you're not considering.
What's that?
It doesn't. That part doesn't matter.
No,
So, like,
I mean, I
what
suppose.
if I'm willing to bet that at some point that lawyer has said the phrase, "Well, I needed to defend them to know that someone's always going to defend me." John Adams defended the soldiers who fired their weapons at the Boston Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
They went on trial.
Yep.
John Adams defended them.
Yep.
Because the whole point is that everyone gets a defense.
See, that's different.
That's the same.
No, it's not. And I don't know. Maybe this is the core difference between, how different brains work. But for me, I get what you're saying. The end is the same.
Yes.
However, intent matters. It does.
Right, but the intent is I want to protect their rights to do this. Because I want that right too.
There's a difference in my mind, and it could be just my personal thing, but in my mind there is a difference between I want to make sure that this is a thing so that I have that right versus I want to make sure that's a thing so that everyone has that right. There is a difference in intent.
But I guess to me it's the same thing because like I want to make sure everyone has that right so that I have that right.
Yep, and I know that sounds to many people, not just him, many people, I know that is the same thing.
Okay.
Anyways, but that was very much a problem for me. And a lot of people are saying whether you liked Charlie or didn't like Charlie or agreed with him or not, it was anathema to almost everything he said.
Not everything.
I said almost.
Okay.
There are a lot of people, both fans of his and not fans of his, who are on social media are saying he wouldn't have liked where this is going at all.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
He made several statements. Now, some people posted them as kind of a fuck around and find out moment, which is repugnant. But he did actually make the statement that
some gun violence is the cost of having freedom to bear arms. And I'll admit, I've said that.
Wow.
I think it's fucked up. I don't think our right to bear arms is that important. I don't think it's more important than the lives of people. But I will also say that no one called him out on it. And someone should have. Because
when he said it, you mean?
When he said it. Because I would have looked at him and be like, which one of your kids are you willing to have in one of those schools in order for you to own a gun? Which kid? Pick a kid.
I thought he made that statement like during a debate. I thought somebody did call him out. But he never backed off of it. He just said, yeah, it's horrible. It's sad. It's tragic, but it is basically cost of doing business. We have to, if we want that right, then we have to accept that sometimes bad things happen. I think he compared it to like driving.
It is, yeah. That's the comparison I used to make too. Because I call it. I mean, driving I think is a different reason where we accept it. The gun thing is weird. I guess I don't understand where the basis of that one. But for cars, what I figured out is that it's a convenience thing. Cars are convenient, and we're willing to sacrifice something like 30 to 40,000 people a year for the convenience of driving a car. And I can prove that it's about convenience because I could cut that number in half. I could cut that number in half right now. We could save 20,000 people a year, but I would make driving more inconvenient. All you would have to do is trade out every 3-point harness, which is a seatbelt, with a 5-point harness, like in race cars. So you'd have to come up over your head and do this, and then cinch it at your shoulders every single time. And everyone in the car has to wear a helmet. If you did that, you would save 20,000 people a year. No one would do it.
All right, no one would do it.
The seatbelts might happen, but no one would wear the helmet.
Nobody's wearing
the helmet. They'd have it in the car. I've got it here, officer.
Yeah, nobody's wearing the helmet.
No one's wearing the helmet.
Wow. Yeah, you're not wrong.
And so, because we don't want to wear helmets, and the car companies are not going to change to the 5-point harness. It'll be way too expensive. It's never going to happen. So, 40,000 people die every year.
Yeah, and we just accept it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, I won't say most, a lot of major countries have either gun bans or very strict gun control.
We come from a place with strict gun control. Massachusetts has some of the strictest gun laws in the country.
People still get shot.
Yeah, we have the fewest school shootings.
Yep.
Which is crazy when you think about Alaska. But But you cannot have automatic weapons in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They are banned. There's a couple of ways around it, but
well, I mean, everybody's, and now we're getting away from Charlie and onto guns, and we can talk about that a different time.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are connected at present, but it's just this freaking fly has gotten into the truck and just is relentless. Yes, is relentless. I don't think he would have been happy. And there's talk about the fact that why is that up?
This?
Yeah.
Because
it's very distracting.
Is it?
Yes.
I was using this to make sure that I knew how loud we were being, but because I don't want people to not be able to hear us. And then this, I wanted to check the time, and then that goes away too. That's our screen.
Yeah, that's our screen. Now where was I?
You're in the truck. We were getting off gun violence because even though they're tied, it's not what we're talking about today.
Yes.
We're talking about the response to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I was going to say Charles, but he went by Charlie.
Yeah.
Chuck.
No. I know there, one example of this whole thing being incredibly politicized. I'm not saying that it's never been warranted, but I cannot think of with the exception maybe of the Challenger
Okay.
and 9/11, which was in both cases multiple. I don't think I've ever seen flags at half mast for a civilian before.
Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
And if you want to get technical, and I do,
Of course.
all of our elected politicians are civilians.
You know what I meant.
I did.
Non-political operatives. You know, it's especially, and this is the complaint from a lot of people on the left, and people on the right don't like it, but that didn't happen for Melissa Hortman and her husband.
That's true. I'm willing to bet it happened locally, like in the state.
Okay, and it could happen in Charlie Kirk's home state, but that's not what happened.
That's true. That's true.
They were absolutely
They're
targeted.
trying to politicize.
Exactly,
Obviously.
and this is the thing. It's sad to see anyone's death co-opted like this.
I mean, technically, that's what we're doing right now.
Well, that's fucked up.
We wouldn't have to if they didn't do it.
No, I don't think that's fair. I don't think, and I don't mean like I know life isn't fair. I don't think that's equitable because you have to be able to have conversations about things that are current, that are happening.
Yeah, no. Like I said, if they hadn't politicized his death like that, we wouldn't be talking about it. But we are. And so, in a way, they've kind of forced us to treat Charlie Kirk that way because they're treating him that way. If we didn't, it would be...
Well, yeah, and this is what I was talking about, with the cancel culture. This is the party that for so long, and to be clear, at this point, I'm just going to refer to myself as purple because I have issues on both sides.
I'm going farther left every day.
In many ways, yes, but like the whole cancel culture thing.
That's societal. That's not...
But I never agreed with it.
Okay.
And I guess it depends on how you're defining cancel culture, because that seems to be changing and has changed too. Like, all right, you say something stupid or insensitive or whatever,
Yeah.
and people hear it, and they have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking just you citizen, me citizen, people just in the area, right? They don't like it. They tell their friends about this fucked up thing that they heard. And everyone was like, well, who said that? It was like, oh, well, Matt said that. Oh, okay. And so a lot of people collectively, independently almost, decide whatever you said was so fucked up that they have decided that you're a bad person. They don't want to deal with you.
Right.
That, to me, feels more like free will and consequence. If you say something stupid and people don't like it, they are allowed to react any way that they want, short of becoming violent.
Yes.
Right? You say something stupid, I'm offended, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yes.
Okay. But then it became this thing where people were trying to get people fired. Now, depending on what the thing was that they did, that's where I think things started to get gray.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree here.
Okay.
Because for most people who are canceled,
Mm-hmm.
they're already in some kind of public eye, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not. I get that. You find out that the most recent one was the dentist.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone goes, wow, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell all the people I know.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it gets around to whoever said it's boss.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, I don't want that person working for me anymore.
Okay, that's different.
I think it's the same.
How is that the same? If I'm your employer,
Yeah.
and just over dinner, it has become so widespread. Somebody at my table mentions this, and I go, well, I don't like that. I have decided to do that. That's not everyone calling me up and going, you should fire that person. That's different.
Okay, it is.
I'm not making the choice.
But if, let's say, okay, I'm a business owner, I've got, I don't know, 20 employees, and one of them did this fucked up thing, and I don't hear about it from them, and I don't hear about it from the other employees. Somebody calls me up and says, hey, this person said this thing is really fucked up, you should fire them. I'd go, okay, well, I'll look into that, but don't tell me what to do, and hang up the phone.
Okay, but that's
and then I might look into it.
Right.
But then if it's said, then yeah, I'll fire him.
But again, that's, you can say something stupid, and I might not like you personally. That doesn't mean you should get fired. I have gone into places where people locally that you and I know, who I hate,
Yeah.
that are working behind the counter.
Yeah.
As long as when they are behind the counter, they treat me as a customer, we're good. I still hate that person.
Okay.
I still don't like that person, but I'm not trying to get so-and-so fired.
Right.
Because I don't like them. That's where I think cancel culture went too far. Unless you're doing something on the job, like if you're a cashier and you say something about a pregnant woman, like you told me earlier, that, you know, something out of pocket. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because now you are alienating customers. You're affecting my bottom line. Yeah, you're fired.
Okay, but I will say that Jimmy Kimmel coming back is the opposite of that. People calling up the employer and going, I want that person back.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. My argument to that was, and a lot of people's is, here's the difference. It wasn't a bunch of people calling in and going, you need to get rid of Kimmel. It was the government saying, you need to get rid of Kimmel. That's the difference.
I don't remember them saying, I don't remember the government saying it. I don't know how they told Disney that they needed to, or whoever's in charge. But I do know that they are trying to get a merger to go through, and they were worried the FCC wouldn't do it if Kimmel was still on the air.
No, that's Colbert.
Yeah.
That's how Colbert got canceled.
Yeah, it's the same thing is happening.
No, it's not, and here's the difference. The FCC, did you not see this clip?
No.
The FCC chairman, Brendan Kirk, went on a far-right podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking about this comment that he made.
Okay.
And this was the next day. And Brendan Carr said, Disney needs to take some action or there will be work for the FCC to do ahead. We can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. That's a direct quote.
Okay.
That's the difference. He went on a podcast and made an implicit threat.
Okay.
That Disney's license could be pulled.
God, that would be so funny.
Or that ABC's license could get pulled, but it's the parent company. And they capitulated, they caved. And this is what's been happening in this administration. People have been bending the knee in advance.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. He, you know, and I think I think it was Kimmel who made the joke when he came back that, you know, if you want to hear a mob boss making that threat, you have to like wire somebody up, hide a mic in a deli, sit in a van across the street. This idiot went on a podcast and said it for the whole world to hear. It was not even veiled. And the minute he said it, everybody was like, what did he just fucking say? No. That's the difference. If Kimmel said something and the public was just like, that's fucked up, we don't like it, and he got fired, for fans of his that would suck, but that would be fair play. You are at that point you are a product. If the consumers are not happy with the product, then
it's the Vox Populi Vox Dei. In this case, the administration attempted to do something that the people didn't want to have happen, and then people were like, no, and now it's not happening.
It's kind of like, you're done. Sorry to poke fun, but it's kind of like when a white woman gets offended on someone else's behalf, and the whoever the someone else is like, what? Why are you mad? I'm not mad. Why are you mad? Like the
I don't think
people.
it's exactly like that.
No, I didn't say exactly. I said it's kind of like, because you made the thing, the people didn't want it, but the government stepped in and went, oh, that's offensive. People didn't seem to have a meltdown.
Yeah.
And even if they did, like I said, if you're not a fan, turn the channel. How do people not know how to work channels?
Yeah.
You know, and we talked about this. I hated, forgive me for anyone out there who's a fan, I hated Andrew Dice Clay. I did not like his comedy. It did not appeal to me. I didn't ever be like, oh, he needs to not be a comedian. Someone should fire him. No, I just didn't watch his shit.
Okay.
And so, yeah. But as far as like the cancel culture goes, the doxing thing is never okay in my opinion. And a lot of people do that. And a lot of people have been trying to do that. People who said things that were insensitive and downright cruel about Charlie Kirk's assassination, people were doxing them. That's not okay.
Yeah. That's not okay.
There are a lot of people. That's the kind of shit that almost, when you dox someone, you're almost, especially on social media, either, in my opinion, either your intention is to incite violence toward this person,
Seriously.
or you are monumentally naive to think that because it's not your intention, when you put an invitation like that out to literally thousands or possibly millions of people, depending on your platform and how many views you have, you cannot assume that all of those people are going to be nonviolent.
Yeah.
And you're just putting that out into the ether.
Yeah. It's not cool.
Yeah, it's like when kids were swatting people. Not okay.
They still do that.
I know, but it's a crime. Why isn't doxing?
It's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why I'm perfectly fine. Being on the internet now with my current job, but I'm never going to say exactly where I am.
Yeah.
Because if you find out where I am today, it's not where I am tomorrow.
Right. We always only say what state we're in. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it's a crazy world. And everybody, it seems like almost everybody has a gun. And, you know, talking about that, no, we're not going to talk about that because that's going to be a different discussion. But yeah, all of these things, they're interconnected, and they do, one flows to the other. But I mean, you and I have had some debates over this week about it.
Okay.
And I get why people get heated. It's, you know, again, he was a polarizing figure. People are very emotional when anyone is killed or murdered. It feels very disingenuous. It feels like people are, some people, not everybody, but it just feels like some people are using it to make the divide wider, as they tend to do. I don't know. I don't know how we go forward. And now, you know, they're using it to, you know, they are, since, I don't know whether it's gone through, but because of the Charlie Kirk assassination, they are now trying to, I think the Antifa thing did pass.
Yeah.
They have declared Antifa a terrorist organization, which, like, you can, okay, the FBI, last time I checked, considered the KKK a domestic terrorist organization, right?
Yeah.
Along with several neo-Nazi groups
Yeah.
affiliated, right? They all have, like, members and headquarters. It's definitive. It is an organization.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no such thing exists for Antifa. It's kind of a ubiquitous
It's not even
term.
ubiquitous. There's no Well, it is. It's a shortening of the term anti-fascist,
Which, yeah.
as though being against fascism were a bad thing.
Yeah. But things have been spun so far so wildly that words just don't mean anything anymore. So you have people arguing, well, you can say
That's true.
that it's anti-fascist.
That's
but
true,
blah,
but
blah,
there's
blah.
no organization.
Exactly.
There's
and
no
yet,
headquarters.
And
there's
yet
no...
somehow it is now this. And because there's no roster, there's no...
Anyone can be...
anyone can be accused of it.
Yes.
Especially if he disagrees, and he has said he hates his opponents. He,
It's another way to dehumanize them.
Exactly. And the same thing with the trans community. He wants to call them terrorists as well, just by right of being trans. And so they're trying. These are the people who do not want any kind of gun regulation, want to make sure that trans people can't own guns.
There was an organization in the 1930s in Germany made up of Jewish people who backed Adolf Hitler. And because they truly believed that Hitler was going to get rid of the bad Jews, the ones who are taking advantage, the ones who are using, public resources. And they were the good Jews. And when Adolf Hitler actually took power and took over, they would be safe. They would have a place in Germany. And they were one of the first people, as soon as after the Night of Long Knives, Adolf Hitler took their leadership and put them in the camps and hunted the rest of them down.
Served their purpose, that's it. And a lot of people, and I happen to be one of them, think the same thing about Patel and Candace Owens and all of these minorities who are in the Trump administration that everyone wants to point to and say, see, that's proof they're not racist.
Yeah.
And I'm going, with a straight face? Really?
Exactly.
They tried to say, you can't say he's against Obama. Look, Ben Carson. No. Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of where this whole thing has left me. I think both sides are just, fucked up. It's just no other word. Just fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
It is.
America's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yep. And everyone keeps talking about this move towards fascism, and
we're there.
Yeah, I know.
We're at fascism.
I know. It's the frog in the boiling pot, man. Although, a lot of people are saying that if you follow historically the handbook of fascism, this is breakneck speed.
No, we're 8 months in.
Yeah, even Hitler didn't do that.
No.
It's a long setup. That's how, and some people are using that as a reason not to worry too much because it'll fail, because it's breakneck speed. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know what this Kirk assassination is going to do going forward, what kind of ripples it's going to have. I don't think anyone does. I know some people immediately were on social media literally calling for civil war.
I know. Because again, they assumed that it was someone on the left who killed him. But let me tell you this, all right? People on the left, they understand that Charlie Kirk isn't the bad guy. It's a symptom. The real bad guys are billionaires. Are giant conglomerate corporations that for some reason have the rights of people, but not the responsibilities.
Yep. Was that the Bush administration that decided that?
That corporations are people? Yeah, something like that.
I forget which which Bush, but I think it was during one of the Bushes that
Might have been
happened.
Obama. It was Citizens United. Might have been Obama. But like, it's just
I remember where I remember where I was when someone told me that they had decided money was speech.
Citizens United. Money is speech.
Blew my mind.
So one of the things that
Don't swat it, kill it.
I wasn't going to slap your chest.
All right, thank you.
So you have this thing where like oil companies want to keep making money by fracking and pumping oil out of whatever, and so in order to but we know and they've known longer than we've known that is destroying the environment.
Yep.
All right, that is the basis of climate change.
Yep.
But if we accept that climate change is real, we need to do something about it. Then they're going to lose money.
Right.
So they need to back people who deny reality. And so that's how we get crazy people in power. Because they have to deny reality. Because it's the only way because climate change is reality. That is what is happening. 99% of climate scientists are like, no, that's what's happening.
But because one of my sons is one of these people, we have this argument about vaccines. And it is astounding to me because fake news, social media, all of this has become so twisted. Young people and other people truly believe that they can't trust science. They can't trust what people are saying.
All right, I will use your own fucking logic against you, all right? So if we can accept, no, hold on. If we can accept right now, the number one killer of children in this country is guns, okay?
Yep.
If we can accept that is just the price we pay for guns, then how come we can't accept that autism is the price we pay to not die from fucking diseases? By the way, vaccines do not cause autism. But at least if you believe that, then isn't autism better than a dead fucking kid?
Apparently not. But the same is true about guns. Instead of fixing that problem,
Or just letting kids die.
here, bulletproof backpacks. You can buy them at Walmart. Yeah.
One of these diseases, what is it? Mumps? Is it mumps?
Measles.
Measles. You know what one of the things that measles does is?
What?
Resets your immune system. So all the things that you had before, you can get again.
Oh, goody.
All the things that you had vaccines for, you can get again. Oh, you had chickenpox when you were 4. You were fine. Well, when did I get measles? When you were 13. So if I get the chickenpox again, I'll die. It resets your immune system. I cannot.
Can't prove it by them.
Anyway.
Yeah. So on that note, whether you agree with some of the things we said, don't agree with some of the things we said, if you have other information, because obviously, we're not out there, we're not, reporters, we're not out there digging through everything. You might have information we don't. Always willing to take a look. As always, keep it respectful. I will yank any comments that are out of pocket like that, like just blatantly hateful or disrespectful. But otherwise, let us know what you guys think. It's do you think that the intent behind these arguments for free speech matter, or do you think it just matters that as long as we're standing up for it? Do you think his death is being politicized?
Yes. That's not a think. It is.
There are people who are saying no. There are people who are just who just believe it's just the country mourning. It's not anything else.
Those people are in a very
Different reality. But
deep echo chamber.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to celebrate the death, but I wouldn't. I'm not mourning him. I didn't know him.
Well, no, I mourn people I don't necessarily know every time a celebrity dies. I didn't know Robert Redford. I was like, wow, I'm sad.
Yeah, but he was a part of your life. Charlie Kirk is not a part of my life.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch him. Well, I have watched him
I've seen
a few
clips.
times. Yeah, I've watched a few of his debates.
But I'm not. No, I've never watched his debates.
I have. I've watched a couple at Oxford.
It's like watching Andrew
Cambridge or
Tate.
something. Well, on occasion, I would also watch Jordan Peterson. Peterson, yeah.
I will watch Jordan Peterson from time to time as well, but it's just like
I just wanted to know who was this guy, and so I checked a few things out. Yeah.
if you wanna get a deep dive on Jordan Peterson, Jordan Balthazar Peterson.
Okay.
I would look up Cody Johnston, and his he has an online show on YouTube called Some More News. He is what I would consider an expert on Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
And
That's a separate thing.
yeah.
But yeah, I was watching Christopher Titus's Armageddon update, and he was talking about this, and he was saying before this he really didn't pay a whole lot of attention, didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was, and he said, I consider him almost kind of like a me, or on the other side.
Not even really.
I'm saying what he said. I didn't say I agreed with him.
I don't agree with you, Christopher Titus. Have me on your show.
But he said, he's like, but I'm not important. I didn't think he was particularly important. Whatever.
I disagree again.
Okay.
Have me on your show.
Do you want to go on
Christopher Titus is important. He needs to shut up about not being important.
No, I think more people who are important need to think they're not important. I think that would help a lot. That's my 2 cents.
Humble only gets you so far.
Anyway. So, yeah. Next time, let's talk about guns.
Let's talk about sex.
Baby.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you and me.
Exactly.
We'll be talking about guns next time.
We'll be talking about guns. Do I get to pick my favorite gun?
Sure.
It's the...
Save it for next time. Spoilers. Alright, guys. Leave your comments. We'll leave links below to some, other things connected to this. If I can find that clip, I will. Yeah.
Count the pennies. That was our 2 cents.
And we'll see you next time.
Ooh, I just came up with that.
Very good, baby. We'll see you next Sunday. Same time.